at this thing. It's the Holy Goat. Okay. Pole Barn Garage. Alright, so it's 2:40 in the morning on September 30th, Friday, and we're about to head to Kentucky with the Godzilla. It's about 7 to 7.5 hours away, and it's the longest trip the car has ever had yet so far. So the engine and everything since the swap has about, I'd say, anywhere from 12 to 1,500 miles on it right now. So that's still fairly breaking it in, but we're about to do it, and we did a lot of mild stuff to the car, so we're gonna hope it makes it. We stopped, and we're just outside of Huntsville at a rest stop, and the car is doing fine. It's running great, and knock on wood, I don't want to jinx anything, but so far so good. And we ran into some heavy traffic, real stop and go stuff, and it was awful, but ended up doing good. And I was behind a bunch of semis for a while, and I heard stuff, and now we're at the stop, and I have 2 paint chips in my hood now from rocks, and I just washed the car, so I know they weren't there, and they're pretty significant, large chips, but that's gonna happen. But it sucks. But the car is totally dirty. I literally washed it right before I left, which it was horrible, but now it's covered in grime, and I brought like a microfiber towels, but I forgot detail spray. So it's just gonna show up dirty, man. I drove it like 8 hours to this event, so I mean that shows something about it. The 7.3 in here is, I mean, it is a daily driver. It's totally factory. I'm driving, I got windows down, enjoying the nice weather, listening to the radio, just cruising. We're averaging 24 miles per gallon right now in the car with a 7.3. I've got 373 rear gears and a 7.3 Godzilla, and I'm getting 24 miles per gallon. So that's great. I put some gas in it, but we were still at like 3/4 of a tank when we stopped earlier in the night. And I'm at half a tank now, and we're about halfway. So I don't even know what size tank this has, but it's doing great. And we did have to get on it. I've been babying it because the new clutch, but I had to get on it hard to pass a guy. It was awesome, sounded badass. But all right, we gotta get back on the road and get going. So see you there. All right, so we finally made it to the Holley event, Ford Fest, and it was like an 8-hour drive. And I bottomed out twice on the highway, and it was nuts. I was looking at oil pressure, and I was like, cracked a head or cooling or all over. I don't know. I was panicking. But car made it, ran perfect, just like a factory car should. So it's here, and we're gonna take a look around and enjoy the day. Including their new Mustang, one and two clutch setup. You can visit them at exetusa.com. That's EXEDY, USA.com on the web. Our next bidder
World champions coming to battle. Shane Williams, the current class points leader. He gets the single here. Now, this is what you can do. All you have to do is just break speed and take the green light. That's all you have to do. You don't have to roll forward. You don't have to make the pass. You don't have to do any of that.
Oh, crap.
All you have to do is just break the beat. That's it.
Godzilla.
Now, you will face.
I can't believe the two guys have, like, one that's made, Ford doesn't even have it.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to find
Isn't it
out
crazy
here.
now seeing that one guy's first mine?
Yeah. I gotta check out this Mach 1.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I want every one of these cars.
Super coupe.
Wow.
They got turboed instead of supercharged.
Wow. So they took off the supercharger, put a turbo in it.
Yeah.
So it's a turbo coupe.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Force.
What in the name of God?
Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Cohen, the high-flying 88
I love this car so much. It has guns sticking out of it. Oh my God, look at that.
The width of the tires. Oh, look at the hinges.
Oh
They're
my
external.
Oh wow. What in the world? What in the I love this car.
Lincoln seats.
No way. Look at that Dodge Charger rear taillights. Oh my God.
Coasting across the finish line, Barnett showing a good lap on the right-hand side. Not all of it, but there's still a lot of power left. He wanted to get the tune up right. Power ran for the 330 and then pushed it off.
Taking pictures of the Mustang. Godzilla.
Where's your factory stop?
These guys have a giant turboed Godzilla, which is also going to be in the magazine. They're picking Jim's brain because he just drove 8 hours in one. Theirs has to be towed by a golf cart. Jim telling the tales and everyone listening. The editor of the magazine. Race car drivers. I need a diaper. There's just too much.
And that's to show commitment level, basically, right? Yes. And then, speed, angle. Okay, there you go. Right. Yeah. It's a cool little car. Oh, look at there. Okay, so that left foot brake from Chelsea was up there with the inside tire locked up. Because that thing had no load on it. That was cool. No.
just the rodeo.
Nothing beats the sound of slow.
That fun?
Yeah.
Back on track with that twin turbo, small block wheels.
Love this car. Junkyard Digs, Junkyard Mook, Pole Barn Garage, Sun. Sleeper Dude, Hardwork Performance, a bunch of other ones I don't know. Not only does Pole Barn Garage has 59 Fairlane here, freaking Holy Go drove by.
Garage. Gotta check this thing out. It's gnarly.
But honestly, the most
So we got to see a bunch of other Godzilla slops, and there's a company down there. It's Mars something. I'll put it up in the video, but they have crate engines now, and they're doing control packs. They have a Godzilla and a 10R80 control pack that you can get two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive too, which is awesome. But there was a handful, I'd say about 4 or 5 Godzilla cars here, so it's pretty cool seeing their swaps and what they're all doing. So it was very similar to this, you know, people getting them going.
Hi, my name is Michael Hunt. I'm with Treadwear. We manufacture permanent tire graphics, but we build cars in our spare time. And this is, we affectionately named it the Horse Force. But it is, basically it's an idea of a mishmash between Mad Max meets Herbie kind of thing. So kind of a dystopian Herbie kind of a vibe. But we found this car, it's a 72 Mustang Mach 1 in the junkyard, mostly original paint for $500, but it was so rusty underneath it was not really restorable. And so I thought, what would be a good donor for this? And the Lincoln Mark 8 had that Cobra 32 valve engine, and so we found a Lincoln Mark 8 and cut the body off of it and skinned it onto the Lincoln. And so it's just kind of this Mad Max, Herbie driver that we can just take and just have a lot of fun with.
You gotta check out its flares, the wide body.
Yeah, so we always wanted the have this, we always loved this body style, but it needed more. It was a little bit too flat on the side, so we really wanted to use that Coke bottle shape. And so we cut these fenders, all the pieces, and put them back together and to give it that bulge. And we did a front and rear, and we added about 8 inches of width to this thing, so it's a very wide car. We built side pipes for it too, which these things just look great as side pipes. And we designed shields and but it kind of just goes along with that, that vibe.
Yeah, we put it on top of a Lincoln Mark 8, so it's got a 32 valve in it and everything. It's got independent rear end under the back. Check out the interior. He said these were Porsche seats also, and he got the rear seats from a Lincoln. They even match, so it looks like a bomber jacket leather. So it totally goes with the concept of the car.
Yeah, I'll pop the hood. You can see it.
Yeah. Look at the sheer width of this. It's totally awesome.
Everything actually fit pretty nicely. Even to the point where we're able to reuse the original Lincoln hood latch on the and the struts.
Yeah.
So this is a lot more user friendly than some of our other builds, where they got a fiberglass hood or something like that. It's a lot more difficult. The good thing about this is you got a good, really reliable, high revving V8. Something that sounds good but very reliable. So we really like our cars to be drivers. And although it got hundreds of hours in building this thing, the cash outlay was very little. We've got less than $5,000 in this build, so it was a very economical way to have something that's really unique.
Yeah. Check out, even has machine gun barrels sticking out the front too.
Yeah, that'll go along with that's why we had the kills on the fender. I've got a whole backstory we wrote on this thing that it's a movie, a reject from a movie from the 70s that never really happened, but the movie is called Horse Force, and anyway, I wrote a whole backstory. These cars are all about storytelling, and we find that if we come up with a concept that's legitimate from the start, then it gives us focus on the whole build, but also gives us a reason for the car to exist.
Exactly.
No, it's a 4.6. Yeah, 32 valve. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the guy that we bought the car from had already put the Cobra spec intake on it. It has the one-piece drive shaft, it's a 323 limited slip. So it already had a lot of the cool upgrades anyway. So it made it a perfect donor vehicle.
Yep, 100%.
So if you want to do something like this, you just go out and find a good donor. You find an old rotted out body, and just put it together and have fun with it.
Yep.
My biggest advice would be, don't chase perfection.
Yep.
Let the imperfections work for you. That's kind of what we did on this.
Yeah, it worked out great.
All of the graphics on this I hand painted. I matched the paint, so this is a mix of original paint and paint that we covered up the welding that we did. So I went to Home Depot and they'll mix up enamel paint. I took a part of the car and I brought it to them. I said, "Can you match this?" And for $38, I got a gallon of enamel, and I took a foam roller and rolled it. And so you can see here, that's paint that I painted. That's paint that's original. So the Mach 1 is original. That's all original paint there, and that's what I painted. So I just kind of blended what was already there with what I needed to cover up, and just again let the imperfections work for you. And so again, you do something like this, and when you roll it with a roller, you get all this great texture, and then you fog some other color on top of it, and then you sand it, and you get all this great warmth and texture out of it, and it's a very inexpensive way to have something that's a lot of fun.
Yep, it turned out great.
Thank you.
Man. Yep, hashtag Horse Force. So we're about to head out for the Holley event. We got here the other day. We spent the weekend enjoying the event, looking at all the cars and meeting a bunch of other YouTubers and whatnot. And we'd like to give a shout out to Scott Kirk at Holley for inviting us and letting us be part of it all and parking out front the Holley 10. And it was just a great experience. We got pictures taken, everything like that. And, I mean, couldn't have been a better weekend. So we had a blast. Thanks for watching.